Hi boys and girls, today we're going to be creating a nighttime winter landscape cutout. For this project, you will need 2 pieces of paper, a pencil, a black marker or a Sharpie marker. You will also need scissors, glue. Make sure you have an eraser. You're going to need crayons and markers, or whatever coloring supplies you have at home. First, we will take one paper, holding it vertically up and down, and we're going to fold it in half, bringing the bottom to the top. When you're done creasing the side that has been folded, open your paper back up, and then on the horizontal crease, go ahead and take your pencil and create a line. Next, we're going to create the background for our landscape. So above that line we just drew, draw a slightly wavy line going across your paper. These are going to be the hills in the background. Draw one, then draw another right above that one. They don't have to be perfect wavy lines. Vary the heights of the hills along that line. Next, on the top left or right corner of your paper, draw a medium circle for the moon. Next, draw a few snowflakes on your landscape. So you're going to draw a plus sign and then an X going through that plus sign to make your snowflakes. Draw just a couple, maybe 3 or 4. And then what we are going to do later on is we are going to outline our snowflakes, the area around our snowflakes, not the lines of our snowflakes. So you're going to go around the lines of your snowflakes to create an outline of the snowflake, and then you're going to erase the original lines of the snowflake. When you're done outlining the snowflakes, go ahead and outline the moon and the hills in the background. Make sure to erase any pencil marks that you might see. Next, we're going to start adding some color. So I'm going to need a blue crayon, and I'm also going to need a yellow crayon. The yellow crayon is going to be for the moon. So go ahead and take a yellow crayon and color in that moon. Next, I'm going to take my blue crayon and I'm going to draw a horizontal line across the center of my paper. Everything below that line, I'm going to color using my blue crayon, but I'm going to use a hard pressure on my crayon to create a dark value. I'm going to be making 3 different values on this paper: a dark, a medium, and a light value. To get different values using one crayon, you simply vary the amount of pressure you put on the crayon. To get a lighter value, you press softer. A medium value, you press a little bit harder. And for a darker value, you're going to use the hardest pressure. Be careful not to press super hard with your crayon or you might break it. Now the bottom area is going to be a dark value, and the topmost area is also going to be a dark value. So with my blue crayon, I'm going to create a dark value once again in the topmost area above the hills for the sky and around the moon. Next, we're going to create values on the hills. So the bottom hills are going to be a light value. So you want to color as lightly as you can with your crayon in that area. The second set of hills are going to be a medium value. That means you're going to press just a little harder than the light value, but not as hard as the darker value. Now it is time for our second piece of paper. So you're going to fold it the same way that you did the first paper. You're going to fold it in half, but when you open it back up, I want you to cut the paper in half on the crease. You only need 1/2 of this piece of paper, so you could put the other half off to the side and use it for something else later on. Holding your paper horizontally, we are going to draw the outline of a snowman and also 2 trees. Starting with the snowman, I'm going to draw a large circle towards the bottom of my paper in the center of my paper. On top of that large circle, I'm going to draw a medium-sized circle. And then on top of that medium-sized circle, I'm going to draw a smaller circle. Now you could choose to erase the lines where they attach, but you don't need to. On the left and right side of the body, I'm going to draw 2 curved lines, kind of like ovals that are attached to that medium circle for the arms. And on top of that small circle for the head, I'm going to draw a hat. So a rectangle horizontally across the top of the head, very skinny rectangle. And then attached to that rectangle, you're going to draw a square for the top of the hat. Next, we're going to draw 2 trees. So you're going to start near the top of the paper, draw 2 diagonal lines down, kind of like you're going to draw a triangle. Then on both ends of that triangle, draw a short line coming in towards the center, but do not complete the bottom of the triangle. Then continue that going down each side of the tree. They kind of remind me of lightning bolt lines. When you get to the bottom of the tree, draw 2 horizontal lines in towards where the center of the tree would be, then 2 vertical lines down for the tree trunk. Go ahead and draw another tree on the other side of the snowman. Remember, we're just drawing outlines. Now it is time to cut out the shapes of our snowman and trees. Make sure that you cut slowly, and what you want to make sure you do is that the entire piece of paper that you're cutting these designs out of, I want you to keep intact. So make sure that paper, the rectangular paper that you're cutting it from, does not get cut into smaller pieces. We will be using it later on, so make sure it stays intact and in one full piece. All of my pieces are cut out, and the paper that I cut them from is intact. Next, I'm going to take my background landscape paper and I'm going to situate my cutouts on that paper to create my landscape. So I'm going to take that first large rectangular piece of paper, which we cut out our snowman and trees from, and I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to glue it right to the bottom of my landscape paper. The white part of this paper creates the snow, and the blue part that is showing through the cutouts creates the shadows of my snowman and my trees that I'm later going to glue on. Now I'm going to put my cutouts in those open spaces like a puzzle piece. Then I'm going to glue the top side facing me. So the top side that is facing me, and then I'm going to flip it and stick it. So once again, I'm going to take my cutout and the top side facing me, I'm going to glue it, and then I'm going to flip it and stick it. And if you need to use that extra scrap paper as a placemat for your glue, you can do that. So flip it and stick it. So glue the side facing you, then flip it and stick it. Now it's time to create some designs on our cutouts. Just some simple lines on the sections of my trees, and then you could design your snowman however you choose. You could do circles for coals for the eyes, you could draw a scarf, you could draw a carrot for the nose, and mittens if you would like. Feel free to add some color to these cutouts to really bring them to life. I hope you enjoyed drawing your nighttime winter landscape cutout. Always remember to have fun, be creative, and don't worry if you make a mistake. See you next time.